This is the most insane robot lawnmower that I've ever used. If you can even call it a robot lawnmower. You're in for a treat today. Okay, this thing is the Yarbo core, and it's not really a robot lawnmower. A more apt way of describing it would be a garden robot. Or for those on the other side of the pond, a yardbot. Yarbot. Yarbo. Oh, so that's how they got their name. But I say this because this robot isn't just one robot. You've got the centre, or the core, which is known as the Yarbo core, which in its own right is a massively useful device, but then you can decapitate it and swap its head out like some kind of Frankenstein's monster, giving it a plethora of different functions. You've got the lawnmower head, which I'll be taking a look at today, but you've also got the snowblower, which probably isn't super useful for the UK, albeit, but there is also a leaf blower, which would be very handy for me given that my entire garden is surrounded by trees. But I can't test that until later in the year. So let's start with the core part of the robot, because this thing is mental. Starting with the weight of it. Seriously, it weighs 61 kilograms, which is mental for a device of this size. It makes it particularly hard to lift with just one person. Even with two people, it's a bit of a slog. But the main reason for that is that it needs to be heavy to be able to tow the weight that it's capable of towing with the tow hitch, which is attached to the rear of the robot. And you won't quite believe how much it can tow. In the right conditions, supposedly it can tow 1.56 tons. That's about the average weight of a 4-berth caravan, and funnily enough, if you needed it to tow or position a caravan, it potentially could do. But hold that thought, I'll come back to that point shortly. This towing capacity is also aided by the fact that it has a bloody tank track for wheels, for goodness sake. I mean, look at this thing. It's capable of traversing almost any type of terrain with these things, towing up even 35-degree slopes, which is steep. For most people, you'll probably never get to the extremities of its towing capability and traversal capabilities. You'll most likely use it just moving things around the garden. I mean, I weigh significantly less than the maximum amount, fortunately. So moving me around the garden, it works absolutely fine, even pulling me up small inclines of around 20 degrees without much issue. Now, I've been testing it moving heaps of logs from a few trees that I felled recently to my store area for seasoning, and it's an ideal device for that job. Now, this in its own right is such an incredible feature, but what's even better is how it moves it. Now, I've been so far showing you me being dragged around, and if you look at my hands in those images, you'll see something that almost looks identical to an Xbox controller. Seriously, as a side note, this thing feels exactly like an Xbox controller. Not similar, exact. The weight, the materials, it's as if they've just taken an Xbox controller and slapped Yarbo branding on it. But that's great because it feels familiar in hand, and it allows me to essentially pilot the robot myself. Although I've never driven a device with tank treads before, so it turns out it's not quite as straightforward as vehicles with wheels. I don't know how to reverse. Oh, wait. There we go. Right, we're getting it straight. There we go. Look at this. Never put me in charge of a trailer. Wait, no, that's not supposed to happen. I'll stick to going forward. Fun stuff aside, it's actually a really good and safe way of controlling the robot, and it's this controller that makes it useful for positioning things like caravans or boats, if you're lucky enough to have one, of course, and attach the right fitting to attach it to the tow hitch on the rear of the robot. But there is one other way of controlling the robot. And true to its robotic nature, it can do it autonomously. This is a feature that I'm actually really excited about. And this, I think, is a step towards that vision of actually having robots really help you out whilst you're in your house doing things, whatever that might be. In this case, the robot is going to autonomously help me carry all of that wood over there. And I'm actually in what's called a follow me mode. So right now it can see my pasty white legs on its camera, and it's going to follow those pasty white legs over here automatically without me doing anything. So if I walk this way, it starts following. Look at this. This is incredible. It doesn't follow super fast, and I think it's ultimately not following me at fast speed simply because it doesn't want to get it wrong, it doesn't want to run me over or anyone else. But this is going to help me carry all of that stuff without me having to break my back. And that might seem inconsequential for most people, but for me, at 6'8", I find things like lawnmowers and garden carts quite awkward to move because they're a bit lower than what I'd like them to be. They generally hurt my lower back. So this is incredible. You can see on the camera what it sees. It sees me walking about. That is just so cool. Now this mode is currently in beta, so it's not perfect, but it does work extremely well. The only time I've really ever found it gets a bit confused is when multiple people are walking around it. It can sometimes latch focus onto the wrong pair of pasty white legs. But because you've always got your phone to hand, you can stop the follow me and reinitialize it when you're back in front of it yourself to establish that visual connection. For me, the simple weight capacity, towing capabilities, and follow me mode have been enough to make me fall in love with Yarbo Core already. But outside of this functionality, there's another thing that it can do. Be your own personal security droid. And no, it's not got lasers on the top to evaporate undesirables from creeping around your washing line to steal your panties, but it can give people a good scare. You can set it into a scheduled patrol mode to run around your garden at periodic intervals based on a patrol path that you can set in the app. And when it detects a person, it literally shouts at them. It's so loud, by far the loudest robot I've ever used, which is great for security.
Person detected. This area is under surveillance. Please move away.
Now, the moment it starts making a scene, it'll just deter any would-be panty thief, I can assure you. But it would be good if I could customise the message, though.
Get back, you bastard! I'll break your legs!
Look, this function is pretty simplistic, but it is useful. I think if Yarbo were to go a little bit further, if they included smart home integration, it would make it even better. So for example, if my Eufy doorbell detected someone, it could get Yarbo to go and check out that area. So Yarbo, if you're watching this, deeper smart home integration, pretty please. Now there are a few more things though that are worth a mention with the core module before I move on to the grass cutting module. For example, the amount of cameras this thing has on it. It's not just got the front facing camera system. It's got one on each side and one on the rear too. And you can actually view all of them at the same time whilst driving the robot around remotely. Now these things don't have night vision, but the robot has 1 billion lights on it. And whilst it's running those lights, it looks like a Christmas tree driving around a garden, including a flashing star on top. But overall, it adds up to a particularly industrial aesthetic. The front end modules are just the same. The mower unit we have for the front is also really heavy, and thankfully it has a handle to wheel it about to the front of the robot when you want to change it out. And to do that, all you do is press a button on the bottom of this, remove a cable, which decapitates the robot, and you can view all of its insides. Now, the first time I did this, I was a little concerned. It looked like a lot of exposed cables and computery bits, and this made me aware that there were somewhat large gaps around the heads of the robot, almost enough to fit your fingers in. I kind of questioned the water resistance of it. Now, supposedly it's IPX5, which means the device should be protected against water jets of any direction. So basically waterproof from any normal outdoor operation except being submerged in a pool. But still, I thought I'd email Yarbo and ask what all this was about, and they responded by saying that the circuitry is covered in a sealant which gives it its waterproof nature. Now, in previous versions it did have a sealed head unit, but they decided to offer a more open experience to make the maintenance and repairs easier, which you can't really fault. I mean, that's a great idea. And actually, I've since watched a bunch of people on the internet using this wading through 3 foot of snow with the snowblower module. So if it wasn't waterproof, I think we'd probably know about it by now. But concerns aside, once you've mounted the lawnmower head, you instantly transform this into the biggest, heaviest and most industrial robot lawnmower I've ever tested. On the underside, it features 2 large cutting discs and 10 blades. These blades are razor sharp and swing slightly in place, which helps make sure that the robot doesn't flip itself into oblivion if the spinning blades of doom hit anything with resistance. But it also has 2 swiveling wheels, which are particularly robust and do look like they've been stolen from a Tesco's trolley. But they actually really help the support of this module in addition to the tank tracks now on the rear of the robot. Now, once it's on and in place, it kind of changes things within the app a little bit. You've all of a sudden got a lot more you can do when going into setting it off. When setting it to run through an area, it no longer just patrols it and shouts at people angrily. It will now mow your garden, of course. And you can change all of the settings within the app, and generally speaking, it's everything you'd kind of expect. You can change the mowing width, the mowing angles, the mowing height, and interestingly, with that last one, it changes the height of the spinning blades through the digital adjustment rather than a manual change on the robot. So that's pretty cool. It means you can kind of get halfway through and change the height. And you've also got the ability to change the pattern of the cut as well, but I don't think its mowing functionality has anything particularly of note, other than the fact that it does an excellent job. Oh, and the fact that it's probably the biggest cutting plate in a robot lawnmower before, so it's probably much more capable than pitching it against a relatively small lawn. You could probably shove it through a field of 3 foot grass and it'll do the job. But it is plagued by the same problem that almost every other robot lawnmower has, in that it can't mow edges that are up against the boundaries, if you couldn't tell. This means that the edge of your garden or lawn will have some rather long, uncut grass, like this. At least for a few weeks until you manually go around and do it. But Yarbo have come up with an absolutely insane solution that unfortunately I've not yet been able to test because it's releasing very soon in the near future. You remember earlier I mentioned that you can change the robot's front end to a leaf blower or snow plow. Well, it's not only the front end that you can add to. Coming soon is a module you can fit to the rear, because Yarbo have showcased a strimmer attachment for the Yarbo core, which goes on the back and cuts your edges while simultaneously mowing the front, and it looks, well, terrifying. I don't know if this is the first robot with a strimmer on it, but it's certainly the first one that I've ever seen. Either way, this solves a huge problem of having a thin wall of untamed jungle surrounding your garden. And I think that's great. It means that I have to do a lot less manual intervention to finish the job. So a big round of applause to Yarbo for this one. It completely solves that problem. How it makes sure that it doesn't end up chopping you or your dog's legs off at the ankles, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure Yarbo will have thought of that. Right? I guess we'll have to see in future episodes if this module lives up to my hopes and dreams. But this attachment, paired up with the leaf blower and snow plow and lawnmower module, it turns the Yarbo into an all-singing, all-dancing, all-year-round robot, which will need very little manual intervention for its chores. The only attachment in my eyes, or one that I really want that's missing right now at the time of my review in May 2025, is an attachment for the rear that can pick up garden debris as you go. Now, I've spoken about this before, that mulching the garden, which is cutting the grass and leaving it to sit, provides the garden with most of the nutrients it needs to stay healthy, but at the same time, it makes it quite a bit messier in the house if you've got kids and dogs running in and out. So at least the option of having a collection module would be fantastic. But here's the beauty, because The Yarbo is completely modular. It may well be that they could retrospectively release further modules just like the Strimmer module. There's no end to the possibilities of this device, and that is why I love it. There's so much innovation in this product. Heck, even the charging method is somewhat fantastical. Instead of the usual two-pronged rod-style charging method that other robots tend to have, all this thing has is this, a flat platform that wirelessly charges the robots. I love this. It's proper futuristic, and I wish all robots had this. It's what we all want with EVs, really, to drive home over a pad and have it automatically charge the car. It's fantastic to see this type of technology implemented in something much bigger than just a phone, and gives me real hope that perhaps one day we'll see this type of technology in even bigger things. I think this is an amazing piece of tech, but I think that with the level and the seriousness of its capabilities, I think we're getting into a prosumer or even professional use territory here. This isn't your run-of-the-mill robot lawnmower, it's an industrial piece of tech. It's basically the John Deere equivalent of garden robots. And that is very much reflected in the price, because the price is not for the faint of heart. The core alone, just this thing, costs £4,799. Ouch. There's no two ways about it here. It is an expensive device. Even more so when you start adding the modules. If you want the all-in-one package, which is the core, the mower, the blower and the snowplow, you're looking at just shy of £10,000. Look, at that money is going to be a very niche group of people who this will appeal to. Who it's not for is probably the average individual in the UK with relatively small gardens. It's designed much more for people with larger gardens that require a lot more maintenance. I mean, the maximum amount of land that the Yarbo can service with the mower module in one sitting is around 6.2 acres, which is a small country estate size, really. And if I had that amount of space, there's nothing out there that would come close to the Yarbo in helping me manage all aspects of the grounds, from maintaining the lawn to helping me move other equipment, building materials or felled trees as an example, and also helping me maintain the property in the winter. Whilst every other garden robot is aimed at the regular average consumer market, it's nice to know that there is a brand out there thinking of the more specific niche cases and catering for the heavier use people. And irrespective of the price and irrespective of its industrial capabilities, this is the most fun I've had so far with a garden robot. And by God, I think it's the most versatile garden robot in existence right now. But what do you guys think of the Yarbo? Placing an order for 3 right away, or saving up for your country estate still? But in all seriousness, do let me know what you think in the comments of this awesome piece of tech. And I'll see you guys back for another episode of STU'S Reviews soon.